Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making another soap. This one is Patchouli Rain. If you're not a fan of patchouli because it's the flower power 70s and 60s fragrance, you probably will like this one. Patchouli Rain has a faint smell of the original patchouli scent, but it has a fresh, clean scent of a spring air day. Like if you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you go out in your yard to work in your flowers, this is what this scent reminds me of, and I actually really do like it. Okay, let's get it going here. We are starting off by just rotating some things around on the table to make it easier to work. I'm moving my pitchers with the colored micas inside them out of the way. The red bowl, of course, is my oils of castor, coconut, olive, palm, and shea butter. In that little pitcher is my lye mixture. Included in that lye water is 2 teaspoons of sugar to increase the bubbles in my soap. And I'm running it through that sifter because I noticed some lye lint mixed in my lye solution. That's just lye flakes or particles that did not dissolve into the water. So I'm just sifting them out just so they won't be floating around in my soap. Okay? And I'm just mixing it in a little bit before I get ready to start the stick blender going with it. I'm just going to blend this to a light emulsification so that I can easily separate the batter out, and hopefully the low amount of stick blending will allow the soap batter to stay more fluid so I can pour it into the mold when that time comes. And it's emulsified. That's where you just get rid of the water, the oil lines that you will see in the batter. And it's really easy to see it because it's heavy in olive oil, and the olive oil is green as you're mixing it together. Okay, the emulsification is done. Take the spatula out of there so I can get ready to add the additives in. And this time my additives are a little bit different. I am using 2 ounces of heavy cream, and in that heavy cream is colloidal oatmeal and kaolin clay. That's that right there that's going in, and it gives the bar of soap a real smooth, silky texture, and the creaminess of it just adds more moisture to your skin as you're bathing with it. Normally I put in coconut milk powder, goat's milk powder, and buttermilk powder. But this time I wanted to use the heavy cream. I've done it before. I've even put yogurt in some of my soaps before, the Greek yogurt, and it comes out absolutely wonderful. Next up is going to be the extra virgin olive oil, which is the super fat for the recipe of 2 ounces. And that is oil that will not be saponified into the soap. Saponification is where the lye mixture converts oils into the soap. So that extra virgin olive oil, because I put it in after the trace was met, after emulsification, the olive oil will not be saponified into the batter. It'll be left behind. So when you take your bath or your shower, your skin will have that moisturizing quality. Okay, next is the fragrance oil, the Patchouli Rain from Rustic Essentials. And I'm praying this one doesn't accelerate or rice my batter. I never had a problem with any of Rustic Essentials fragrances before, but florals can do those 2 things, accelerate or either rice the batter. Accelerate is where you might speed up and thicken so fast that you don't have time to pour your batter into your mold. And ricing, on the other hand, is where your entire batch can completely separate, and the only option you have to save your soap is to put it over in a crock pot and turn it into hot processed soap. I've had to do that once before with a fragrance oil called Jasmine Pineapple. It smelled great, but it accelerated, it riced, and I had to turn it into hot processed soap. But it still turned out good. It was just a test batch. Okay, we're going to separate out this batch. And the 2 colors today, that one is the Green Vibrance from Nurture Soap. And the other one is Brilliant Blue, also from Nurture Soap. came in one of my piping sets that I ordered from them. And then I'm just going to add to the main batch titanium dioxide, which is in 1 ounce of warm water to melt it down to dissolve the titanium dioxide. And I'm hoping that the batch will turn to a bright white, but I can never seem to get that white. I'm afraid of using too much titanium dioxide and it leaves little white speckles in the soap. So this one, I think I achieved like a eggshell white. So it looks pretty good to me. It's going to be just fine with the two colors. Just blending that up a little bit. Again, I do not want to stick blend too much because it thickens the batter up the more that you blend. Okay, into the green. And you generally go from lightest color to the darkest color so you don't change your colors too much, because there's no way you'll have time to clean that stick blender in between each color. So that's all I'm doing right here, just adding the colors. And then once I take the stick blender out, I'll just use the spatulas to blend it a little bit more to make sure everything is incorporated off the sides of all of the containers. And then once I get finished with the stick blender, it goes over into hot soapy water so that once I'm finished with everything, the stick blender is not caked up and hard with soap that I have to figure out how I'm going to get it out without cutting my fingers on the blades. Okay, we're just mixing up the blue. And once this cures, or once it gels overnight and before the cut, the color should get a little bit more vibrant. They should pop even more. Okay, I'm getting ready to get my soap mold out and moved over because everything is pretty much blended together. And it smells so good, guys. This is a really fresh scent. I'm the kind of person that loves anything sweet or fresh and clean. And this one smells fresh and clean. I generally don't like patchouli because it reminds me of getting high in the hippies and 1970s flower power. That's a wonderful era, but I don't like that overly musky, earthy smell of the patchouli. But this one smells fabulous. So I can't wait to use this soap and make me a fragrance cream that goes with it. Okay, here it is. It's time to put the soap into the mold. And I am just going to randomly be putting this soap in because it is starting to thicken already, which can happen when you blend in your colors and your fragrance oil. It just can accelerate it up, but not so much that I cannot get the soap into the mold. I'm making all of these soaps because I'm getting ready to do a craft fair for Mother's Day. The week before Mother's Day in May, I think it's May the 6th, that I'll be doing the All Things Detroit. That is an event here in Michigan that has been going on probably for the past three or 4 years, where different vendors, small vendors or businesses, can set up craft tables at this huge fair and sell their items. You can either be an information or you can be retail, and I'm going as a soap vendor. My bonnets, everything that I make is going to be at this fair. So that is why I'm making all of these soaps, and I probably will make matching creams that go with all of these, my bonnets and all of that, and take that down there for me. And it's not all scents for women. I will have some for men. I have currently Itzy Miyake and Cool Water. And then tomorrow I'm going to be making Barbershop 1920s. So if I can figure out that little pattern, I'll probably record that one as well. Okay, the batter is going in pretty good. It's thickening up pretty good. But it works out just fine. I didn't really want any type of major design in this. I just wanted to put the colors in. I just tapped the mold to smooth it out on the top to get rid of any air bubbles that might be into the soap batter to get them to rise to the top. Now I'm just taking the rest of the soap that's in each one of the containers and plopping it across the top of the soap. And then once I get finished doing all of that, I'll do a simple swirl or something on the top. But this soap will stay flat. So when it's cut, it will resemble more of just a bar of soap. It's not going to have any pretty peaks on the top, no embeds or anything like that. And I think this soap, to me, the smell could go either way. It could be a unisex soap. Male or female, I think, would really enjoy the fragrance of this soap. And once all of this soap is done, I'm going to portion off parts of this soap will be in my Etsy shop, and the rest of it will go to the fair that I'm doing the first week in May. I don't know what my pricing will be yet. I'm thinking about naming it for the fair a soap and a cream for 15, which is actually a very, very good pricing, because I've seen some of the pricing of these soaps, and it's an art form, but they can get a little pricey. And I don't know, but that's generally where I tend to get into certain things, is because I love something, but the price, like, oh Lord, the price for this artwork is wonderful. So me, being a jack of all trades, I tend to just get down and dirty and try it myself. And this is what happens for me. Okay, I've tapped it all out. It's nice and smooth and level on the top. And I'm just using a skewer stick to swirl the soap around on the top. I'm not going all the way down into the soap because I don't really want a major pattern inside. I think the plopping of the soap itself will give me a little pattern in the inside. It's probably going to look like the camouflage soap that I made a couple of weeks ago. Yes, you guys will see that one as well when I do the video when the soap is ready for me to sell. And I have it set to go into the Etsy shop. Okay, I should have stopped a while ago. I'm going to mess around and make this soap muddy on the top. Okay, that is all done. All right, guys, here we go. Time to cut. And I have already cut off a small end piece. That will just be for me to use in the shower. And I'll have another matching piece, a little bit bigger piece on the end. Once this soap was completely cut, I ended up with a full 10 bars of soap, each weighing just under 5 ounces at 4.97 ounces each. After they cure, they're probably going to be anywhere between 425 to 450, 4.50 in ounces. So I'm probably going to price them right around $5 a bar or $5.50 a bar when I place them on the Etsy shop. And I'm probably going to put 4 on the Etsy shop and 6 going to the event for the All Things Detroit. And then what's ever left over from the event goes onto the Etsy shop. And the scent held up very, very well through the saponification process. By not allowing the soap to go through the gel, it didn't get to high temperatures where the fragrance oil can be burned out of it. And I'm just cutting a few bars here, and I really, really love how the swirls came out and how vivid the colors are in this soap. I think I'm going to keep this one in the line. I'm trying to narrow out some scents, my staple scents that I'm going to keep, because I have way, way, way too many scents. I probably have over a good 50, 60 cents. The next one up I probably want to make is cherry almond. Okay, guys, that was the cut. See you next time.